just modifying of one aspect that have a ripple effect on other. मतलब एक का परिणाम और एक का इफेक्ट दूसरे पे पड़ रहा है. Since these essays, that is soft essay and hard essays are interrelated, so basically hard elements here represent strategy, that is what steps company intend to address current and future challenges. Structure, how is work divided, how do different departments work and collaborate. Or system, that is which formal and informal process is the company's structure based on. Apart from the hard elements, soft elements focus on shared values, that is what is the idea the organization is subscribing to, how it is communicated, staff, that is the company's employees, development and relevant processes, performances, skill, what is company's base of skill, and style, what is the leadership style. जैसे we have studied transformational and transactional, there are two types of leadership, right? So the hard elements are explained here. जो हमने ऊपर पढ़ा वो ही यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा elaborate करके दिया है. Strategy, structure and systems. Strategy is the direction, the blueprint upon which the company is driving into. Structure depends upon availability of resources, degree of centralization or decentralization, and system is the daily task operations and teams who execute. Soft element have 4S, that is shared values, style, staff and skills. Shared values are the core values which are reflected in its culture. Style is the leadership style, how it influences strategic decisions. Staff is the talent pool, the human resource, and skills are the core competencies, key skills of employees. But unlike any other strategic model, like any other strategic model, this model has its limitations as well. Those limitations are it ignores the importance of external environment and depicts only most crucial elements within the organization. Also, this model does not clearly explain the concept of organizational effectiveness. Model is considered to be more static and less flexible for decision making. यहाँ पे decision का spelling wrong हो गया है. Sorry. It is generally criticized for missing out the real gaps in conceptualization and execution of strategy. All right, is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then we have organizational structure or organization structure, which is defined by Edson Spencer as the ideal organizational structure is a place where ideas filter up, as well as the merit of ideas carries more weight than the source. किसने आइडिया दिया है वो इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है, बट आइडिया का मेरिट यहाँ पे ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है. एंड हेंस दिस इज involving people to participate more, their objectives are shared and they are valued more than the execution order. In the sense जो मैनेजर या जो एम्प्लॉय उसको एग्जीक्यूट कर रहा है उससे ज्यादा ये कहाँ से किसने आइडिया दिया है उसको ज्यादा यहाँ पे मेरिट मिलता है, रिकॉग्निशन मिलता है basically. So changes in corporate strategy often require changes in way an organization is structured. That is two reasons. First, structure largely dictates how operational objectives and policies are established. Second major reason why changes in strategy requires changes it dictates how resources would be allocated to achieve strategic objectives. Also, according to Chandler, changes in strategy lead to changes in organizational structure. This structure should be designed or redesigned to facilitate the strategic pursuit of the firm, and therefore structure should follow strategy. Now, Chandler found a particular structure sequence that is repeated most often, and what is appropriate for one organization may or may not be appropriate for a similar firm, although they are successful. So here again, division is given as per in comparison with small size firm, large firm and mid-size firm, wherein it is clearly told that consumer good companies or consumer goods companies tend to emulate divisional structure by product. So small firms में क्या होता है? It is functionally structured, that is centralized, Mid-size format is tend to be divisionally structured, that is decentralized, and large firm mein every unit is a separate independent unit, that is called strategic business unit or matrix structure. So as organizations grow, their structure generally change from simple to complex as a result of linking together of basic strategies. So whenever a new strategy is formed, new administrative problems come, then organization performance declines. Again, a new organizational structure is established and organizational performance improves. So this is a vicious circle. It is a cycle which is explained in Chandler's strategic structure relationship. So structure can also influence strategy. If proposed strategy required massive structural changes, it is not attractive choice. And hence it depends. Examining and focusing upon basic type of organizational structure hence is very important. Whether the structure is functional structure, divisional by geographic area, divisional by product, divisional by customer, etc. Now we see types of organization structure here. So organization structure is very important here, and that should be congruent, in line, or it should fit with company strategy. First type of structure which is organized here or mentioned here is simple structure. Now what is simple structure? It is the most appropriate strategy or structure for company that follow a single business strategy, which offer a single line of product in single geographic market. Now a company here has a owner manager who makes all major decisions, little specialization of task, few rules and little formalization, unsophisticated information system and direct involvement of owner manager in all phases of day-to-day operations are characteristics of simple structure. So simple structure may result in competitive advantages. They have broad-based openness to innovation, greater structural flexibility. If they are successful, small companies can relevantly grow. So most extensive and complicated information processing system requirements place significant pressure on owner managers because they don't have that type of organizational skill or experience, or they don't have time. So it is incumbent on the company's managers to recognize the inadequacies or inefficiencies and to coordinate more complex organizational function. Company should abandon simple structure. Next type of structure here is functional structure. So functional structure is used wherein group of tasks and activities are carried by businesses such as productions, operations, marketing, finance, accounting. So इस structure में क्या है? There is a little bit of specialization. Specialization of labor encourages efficiency, minimizes need for elaborate systems, so on and so forth. So here the structure is like there's a chief executive officer, CEO, and we have different divisions like corporate R&D, we have corporate finance, we have strategic planning. Planning के अंदर we have finance, production, engineering, accounting, sales and human resource. Then we have marketing and corporate human as well as special functions or different functions. Are you clear with the second one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So same thing which I explained here in the chart is given in the text below. A chief executive officer hota hai, and there are different function areas such as production, finance, accounting, marketing, engineering, and human resources. However, compared to the similar structure, there are also some problems in functional structures as well. So CEO should be capable enough to communicate and coordinate everyone. Okay. So often when there are multiple divisions, strategic vision and mission is often tend to lose its sight. So CEO should be very good and dynamic in decision making and coordinate actions of overall business functions. Next function which we see is divisional function. Now this is a widely used function, structure function. Here we have chief executive. We have chief executive for finance, and we have that for corporate or legal PR as well. Then we have two divisions, that is division A, which has general manager, division B, which has other units under it. So A has marketing, production, and personnel under it. B has marketing, production, and personnel under it. So here there are two different categories, or this is for understanding purpose. In general, then there can be many divisions. Okay, such in our example, since we have division A and B, so divisional structure has some clear advantages. So here division managers are held responsible for their entire division, for sales, profit, for extensive delegation of authority, managers and employees. Okay, so divisional structure can be costly because it elaborates headquarter driven control system. It is often beneficial for those reasons which are having headquarters at one place and divisions and other places. Divisional structure by geographic area is appropriate for organization who has different particular needs and characteristics of customers in different geographic areas, which allows local participation in decision making. Examples दिए हैं यहाँ पे General Motors, DuPont, Procter and Gamble, that is P&G. They use divisional structure by product to implement strategies. Is the divisional structure clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so divisional structure by process is similar to functional structure, but activities are organized and performed in other way, because key difference in both this is that functional departments are not accountable for profit, but divisional managers are looking into these criteria as well. Next structure which we have with us is multi-divisional structure, that is M form. It is composed of operation divisions where each division represent a separate business. Okay, M form structure was developed in 1920s, and this is in response to coordination and control related problems in large firms. So here functional departments often had difficulty with distinct product line and markets. So here loss of control meant that optimum allocation of firm resources between products and was difficult. That is, it was not possible. So top managers became over involved in solving short run small problems, that is coordination, communication, conflict resolution, and the long term goal, the industry vision or the company's strategic issues were neglected and ignored because they were more involved into short term, micromanagement things. So here multi-divisional structure calls for creating a separate division or divisions, each representing a distinct business. Each division would house its functional hierarchy. Division managers would be given responsibility for managing day-to-day operations. Small corporate office that would determine long strategic direction of the firm and exercise overall financial control here over the semi-autonomous divisions is one of the good feature or distinct feature of M form of structure. Next structure here is strategic business unit, that is SBU structure. Now this concept is relevant to multi-product, multi-business enterprises. So it is impractical for the enterprise with a multitude of business to provide separate strategic planning treatment to each one. So here SBU comes into picture. So SBU is grouping of related business which is amenable to composite planning treatment. As per this concept, multi-purpose or multi-business enterprise groups its multitude of business into few distinct businesses, which is derived in a scientific way. Purpose is to provide effective strategic planning treatment. Three main characteristics here are single business or a collection of related business offers scope for independent planning. It has its own set of competitors. It has manager who is responsible for strategic planning and profit performance, who has control of profit influencing factors. So concept of strategic business unit breaks away this territorial planning, which was earlier done for unrelated products. It is composed of operating units, where each unit represents a separate business. And again, these senior executives are reporting directly to the chief executive officer. So this is the structure. There's a president. Then they have corporate R&D, corporate finance, strategic planning, corporate marketing, and human resource, which is same as divisional. See, if you see this one, sorry, functional structure. So यहाँ तक this is same. Okay, functional structure, initial structure, the top hierarchy is the same. But when you come to the lower part, again under each this thing, strategic planning, they have individual business units. Then they have strategic business unit A, B, C, D, and again these units are having their own divisions. So it's a little complex. Simultaneously, at least there are 3 levels. Strategic business groups are at the 2nd level, and divisions are related at the 3rd level. Is this point clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, example has been given for the company Sony. Sony has been restructuring to match the SBU structure with its 10 internal companies as organized into 4 strategic business units, because it has been pushing the company to make better use of software products and content. Example, Sony Music, Sony Films, Games. So in its television and audio gear to increase Sony's profitability. So Sony is one of the few companies that have opportunity to integrate software and content across a broad range of customer electronic products. So attributes and benefits from SBU are, so there is a scientific method of grouping the business of multi-business corporation, which is helping the firm in strategic planning. There is an improvement over territorial grouping. Grouping of related business takes up, which helps its products or businesses to receive same strategic planning treatment and priorities. The task consists of analyzing and segregating the assortment of business or portfolios. Again, unrelated products, businesses in any group are separated there. Grouping businesses on SBU helps firm in strategic planning by removing vagueness and confusion, which is generally seen in grouping businesses. Again, each SBU is a separate business. Each SBU have its own distinct set of competitors and its own distinct strategy. Each SBU will have a CEO. SBUs build on similar technology. They provide similar sorts of products and services. SBU might be serving similar or different markets. Example, technologies underpinning frozen food, washing powders, margarine production, etc. And the last point here is other competencies on which the competitive advantage of different SBUs are built, they have similarities. Example, Unilever. So Unilever would argue that the marketing skills associated with the 3 product markets are similar. Then we have matrix structure. So most organizations either function around functional structure or divisional structure, but matrix structure is helping those organizations which conclude neither functional nor divisional. So there it is a combination of horizontal linking mechanism like strategic business unit. Here employees have 2 superior, product and project manager and a functional manager. There is a home department kind of system here. Matrix structure is widely used in industries including construction, healthcare, research and defense. Advantages are project objectives are clear. बहुत सारे channels होते हैं of communication workers. For this to be effective, organization need planning, training, clear mutual understanding of roles and responsibilities, excellent internal communication, and mutual trust and confidence. So here we have top management, which is having manufacturing as a unit under it, sales and sales units under it, finance and finance units under it, and personal units under it. Okay, is this thing clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so organizational design में यहाँ पे ये दिया हुआ है difference. Now, for development of matrix structure, Davis and Lawrence have proposed three distinct phases. First is cross-functional task force, okay, which temporary cross-functional is used initially when new product is introduced. Then there is product or brand management. It is cross-functional if the product manager becomes a product or brand manager, and the second phase begins here. Mature matrix is the third and final phase where it involves a true dual authority structure, wherein there are two reporting heads, okay? Then we have one more structure which is called as network structure. So it is also an example termed as non-structure by its virtual elimination of in-house business functions. यहाँ पे many of the activities are outsourced, and it is often called a virtual organization because it is group of series and collaborations. It has non-hierarchical cobweb-like networks, and the network becomes useful when environment is unstable. So this is kind of example of network structure where we have corporate headquarters, that is broker. It is connected with designer, accounting, suppliers, distributor, customer support, and manufacturers. Is the network structure clear to you? So company like Airtel, Jio, Vodafone, okay, they have this network structure.
Okay.
Then we have hourglass structure. So in recent years, information technology and communication, when it plays significantly altered the functioning of organizations, structure has a short and narrow middle management level. So the gap between the top level and bottom level is very low and they are directly connected to one another. This is the hourglass organization, wide at the top, narrow at the middle, and widest at the bottom. So this structure has an obvious benefit of reduced cost. It helps in enhancing responsiveness and simplifying decision make. It has faster promotion opportunities. Is this structure clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Next is organization culture now. So every organization has a unique culture. It has its own philosophy and principles. Corporate cultures refers to companies' values, beliefs, business principles, traditions, way of operating, and internal work environment. Now, this corporate culture comes from the values and business principles that the management preaches and practices. Okay, that is its ethical standards, official policies, especially with its employees, unions, stockholders, vendors, and community in which it is operating. So, this is basically a management rhythm. Whatever management is focusing the values, the honesty, or to develop a community which is more